Well, if we go back to the event, in reading through the transcript, by the time, Tom, your crew got there, it looked like decisions had been made that this was a rescue operation. So that kind of shifts us from we're responding to a hazmat incident, because I think in the minds of some people, hazmat incident, there's something spilled, there's some kind of noxious fumes that are flowing out into the community, and there's something's got some animals got to be contained. Whereas this, I think one of the first radio transmissions when you arrive on the scene is bring your saws. So all of a sudden, hazmat brain gets left in the truck. Now we're into extrication brain, and all of a sudden we're focusing on extracting this individual, or we're doing something to the effect that a lot of the whole hazmat thought process kind of got parked.
Yes.
And that,
for sure.
And that, you know, is, I'm reading this as, you know, an outsider so many years away from it, but again, at the time of the event, one of the things that Phoenix shared was that our decision-making process got corrupted, not with any malicious intent, but it was, you know, it's a toluene tank, but that almost became secondary to the fact that there was somebody in there, and there was the misunderstanding of, well, is it a victim or is it a body? Well, if it's a victim, we have to go this route, and if it's a body, we'd go this route. But even though there was a transmission in there about the individual probably not being alive, I don't think that doesn't look like it was ever broadcast to the masses to say, okay, well, time for a timeout. But it just, the focus was rescue. And that, you know, ends up where we are.
And as command, and you gather that information, if we learn from it, as far as when you get new information, it might say time out, let's reevaluate, and say that. It's okay to say that.
We would do that today,
reevaluate
if we had information.
what we have here today with this new information.
It becomes a new call at that point. It's almost like you're starting a new call.
Instead of everybody going down that road, hey, the guy is not viable.
We've touched on quite a few topics today that are relevant to the life safety initiatives of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Chief Tippett, would you mind elaborating on that for us?
You know, on behalf of the foundation, we couldn't be more thankful of your willingness to talk to us and help us with this program. And really, everything we've talked about today touches on a number of the life safety initiatives, which came out of one of the Tampa meetings. So we've talked a little bit about culture change. There was a shift in the culture of the Phoenix Fire Department and actually the National Fire Service. The empowerment process, you know, I think Tom mentioned if he ran this call today and he spoke up and said to the commander, I don't think this is going to be a good thing to do. There might be a stop as opposed to, no, we're going down this path. So the empowerment process is huge. The training and education initiative that we're talking about is also going to be we've already talked about that. This will become a training initiative. And then one of the other initiatives they talk about is investigating near misses and fatalities. So reports were done on this event, but the benefit of being able to actually speak to people and get beyond what showed up on the written paper or, you know, what took place then, I think brings a whole new focus to what took place. Because as you know, Tom mentioned, you know, if you weren't there, it's really hard for you to draw conclusions, although we are amazingly effective at Monday morning quarterbacking. You know, having the opportunity to hear from the horses that were there and getting their perspective and having this new mindset of, well, if you weren't there, you should really pay attention to what these people have to say, because what they can offer you could save your life and maybe change your mind about what things are doing. So in that regard, you know, we can't thank you enough. Supporting the foundation's efforts to prevent the preventable death is what we're looking to do, and that's what this program's all about. So again, thank you so much for your candor and your willingness to talk and your desire to get the message out, because it can't be easy for any of you to have to revisit this stuff